Hello, this is Alex.
Good morning, Alex. I have Hilda on the line looking for life insurance in Indiana.
Okay,
One moment for a brief introduction.
thank you.
Miss Hilda? Yes. Thank you so much for holding. I have your licensed agent on the line. I hope you have a wonderful day.
Hey Hilda,
Thank you, you too.
hey Hilda, this is Alex. I'm here to help you get your life insurance set up today. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm just trying to get information, actually.
Okay,
I'm just browsing around, so I kind of wanted to see what this one was.
nice. Okay, gotcha. Have you been doing a lot of shopping online, kind of trying to get different quotes?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So tell me a little bit about what you're looking for so I know how to best assist you.
Honestly, I'm just going off of the information that I provided. I'm looking for something for low cost of a month.
Hmm.
I'm really just looking for information starting at the minimum, and
Hmm.
if I can get a better deal, then that would be great. But I'm just really looking for something,
Hmm.
just something to start off with.
Nice. Okay. And data.
Yeah.
Okay. And the purpose of insurance, are you looking to are you trying to do some income protection if something happened to you? You have kids you're trying to protect, you have a mortgage to pay off. What would be the primary purpose of the insurance you're looking for? So I know kind of what direction to look at here with you.
Just if something happened, excuse me, just if something happened, I have a daughter, and I'd like to make sure that she would have something, to get her by.
Good.
That's really all I'm looking for. I don't own a home or anything, so
Yeah, about your daughter.
it's really just for my daughter.
For sure, for sure. Yeah. I'd say about 90% of people I talk to, it's just making sure their family's taken care of. So you're definitely in the same boat here. That's good. And I know you said you kind of done a lot of shopping around. Have you gotten a bunch of quotes or have you actually submitted any applications?
I've just been getting quotes. I actually used to have it with my prior employer,
Mhm.
and I'm not sure what happened, because it used to come out of my check because we had somebody come to our store and basically get signed up for it.
Mhm.
And I was supposed to have continued it, but then I stopped working, so I didn't really have any income to pay it.
Mm.
And I don't even remember who that company was. If not, I would just get a hold of them. But
Right.
I know that I was averaging at least maybe no more than $20 a paycheck.
Oh, nice.
So that's probably about 40 a month or so. And I believe it was the minimum of the bracket, maybe like 50,000,
Mhm.
somewhere around there, 50 to 100.
Nice.
And that was like 4 years ago. So I'm
Okay.
kind of just going off of that. And then obviously the quotes that I've been getting online. But like I said, I want to talk to a live person and just kind of see what my options are,
Absolutely.
and just kind of sit on that and then make a choice next maybe a week or so.
Okay, gotcha. Perfect. Well, hey, I definitely appreciate you kind of communicating that up front, what your goals are. With the work coverage, kind of like you said, hey, it's really good you got the work coverage. The thing with a work coverage versus private coverage, it's kind of like a company car, where as long as you're there, you get to keep it, but when you leave, you got to end up paying for it, and usually the conversion is pretty difficult or pretty expensive. And it sounds like for you, it's just difficult to try to convert that to a private policy. Is that right?
No, the fee was the same. It's just that I didn't have an income, and honestly, I just kind of set it aside, and I was like, I'll go back to it, and I just did it. So my
Right.
rate did actually change, so that was nice.
Mhm.
But like I said, I just kind of not paid attention to it, let it go, and I never went back around to it. So
Got it. Makes
I'm
sense.
turning 31 this year, and I'm going to get on that.
Hey, no, you're smart. I'm 27, so I'm kind of in the same age bracket as you. And it's one of those things that I completely agree with you where, you got a kid now, so you got to be a responsible adult. And, this is part of adulting, and it sucks that adulting is expensive, but the younger, the younger you get your insurance set up, the better it is. So in terms of getting quotes for,
Exactly.
yeah, exactly. So I know you said you've gotten a couple quotes. Do you understand the difference between getting a quote versus qualifying for coverage, or no?
Yeah, it's like insurance for your car. I mean, they can quote you one thing, but then once they put in all your information, you know exactly what you're looking at, what you're looking for. So yeah, that's why I said I wanted to talk to a live person, because I'm like, I don't want all these online quotes. I kind of want to see
Perfect.
what I'm looking at.
Perfect. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm glad you understand that, because people and websites and ads, they'll bait and switch you all day long and try to get you to commit to them and all that. But once you talk to an actual agent, such as myself, that's when you actually get the real numbers. But so I'm not just like an agent, like just a State Farm or just an Allstate. I'm actually an underwriter and a broker. So broker meaning that I've got over 20 different options that are all A-rated carriers that I work with. So I get to kind of shop around based off of your health, your needs, etc., to find the product that makes the most sense, get you the best bang for the buck. And then in terms of underwriter, what that means is that instead of just being a quote engine and just throwing out numbers at you, I'm the guy that actually gets you qualified for the coverage. So basically, it's like 2 minutes of health questions, 2 minutes of money questions. Kind of helps me narrow it down from 20 plus companies down to the top two or three that make the most financial sense. The one thing I do want to kind of make sure we're on the same page with is, you said you wanted to kind of shop around and get some different numbers and then think about it for a week. Is that right?
Well, yeah, it's just I actually hold on.
No problem. Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
All right. Yeah, because actually I think I just went back to work. I had got scared with COVID. So right now, I mean, if the vaccine took something down, I wouldn't be able to.
Gotcha.
Not until the 21st, 22nd.
Okay.
So that's why I'm like, I kind of want to know what I'm getting into, how much it's going to be, what it's going to be cost me, and then that way I can get that rolling. And when I get paid again,
Good.
like I said, I only got to work for about a month. So
Oof.
I'm just trying to get some stuff done, get it all together, and be ready to
Got it.
work it out when I get paid.
Okay. So basically, you want some coverage, but budget's tight. You need it because you have a daughter, but until you get your next paycheck from work, financially, it's just things are too tight right now because you've been out of work for a while. Is that right?
Right.
Okay. Cool. Awesome. So yeah, cool thing about insurance, and like I kind of like mentioned about the whole qualification process, is just like how you kind of need to think about it, the insurance companies have to think about it too. And they actually allow you to push the initial draft date out. So for someone like yourself, where underwriting doesn't happen immediately, underwriting takes a couple of days anyway. And you said you wouldn't be able to even pay for something like this till the end of the month, right? Because you need to get your paychecks coming back.
Right.
Okay, cool. So yeah, we're definitely on the same page then. So we'll basically be able to go through the whole process today. I'll ask you a couple, like I said, of the health questions, the finance questions, pull up some quotes and numbers for you. With you being on a tighter budget right now, that's good because you are 30. Rates are obviously lower the cheaper you are. I'm sorry, rates are obviously cheaper the younger you are, excuse me. But basically, once we go through the options, we'll still want to get something submitted today. But I'll be able to push that draft date out until you get paid up to 30 days out. And that way you'll know you for sure have money in the account. But the whole idea is, if you don't know if you can qualify for it with you having just had COVID, et cetera, there's no point in going through this whole process without knowing if you can qualify. So we'll go through these questions and things real quick, kind of narrow it down, go over some options. And then if we do find something that makes financial sense for you, and we're able to push the draft date out so no money comes out until you get paid, would there be any reason you wouldn't want to see if you can get qualified today?
Okay, what was the last part you said?
Yeah, no problem. So knowing that no money would be coming out until you get paid, because I could push the draft date out. If we were able to go through this process, narrow it down from, 20 different companies down to the top one or two that make the most sense for you, and we found an option that you did like, but just can't pay for right now, would there be any reason we wouldn't go ahead to see if you qualify and get your information submitted, pushing that draft date out until the end of the month? Like, obviously, we got to see if you qualify. So is there any reason it takes about 10 minutes to do that? Is there any reason you wouldn't be able to do that today?
I'm not gonna do it today. Like I said, I just want some information. I have to actually get to work here soon, but every day I'm like, I need to call, or I need to look into this, and it's just one thing or another. So I don't want to take up any more of your time, and as much as I don't need to. So if I can just get that information, and then maybe possibly if it's good, then I can, like I said, I can't put anything down today. I won't be putting anything down today.
Yeah.
But if it's something that I'm looking for, then I would definitely follow back up with you, or vice versa. So
perfect. And when you said,
I'm going to take you off or anything, but I just kind of want to get to the point of all of that.
Yeah, for sure. And when you said you can't put anything down, won't put anything down, you mean financially right now, absolutely can't put any money down, right?
No, I'm not going.
Okay, perfect.
That information.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay. So that's what I'm saying is I'm not taking your money today. They actually don't allow me to take money over the phone. My job is to get you the information you requested with the numbers and see if you qualify. The qualification process requires submitting an application, but I could push that draft date out up to 30 days out. So with you not getting paid for another 2-3 weeks, that's not a problem. They allow me to push that initial draft date out so you won't get charged, but we could still get everything submitted and get taken care of, assuming it makes financial sense. Does that make sense?
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and kind of crank this out. I know you said you have to go to work. How long do you have until you have to go to work? You got like 10-15 minutes?
Honestly, I'm giving myself about 15-20 minutes.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Nice and quick. Let's do it. So let's talk about underwriting real quick. In terms of your health, any major surgeries, hospitalizations, ER visits in the last 10 years?
No.
No. Okay. You said you did just have the COVID though, right?
I don't have any. Yeah, but I didn't go to hospital.
Okay, gosh. So COVID, no hospitalization.
Any illnesses? I mean, literally, yeah.
Okay.
I've gotten sick, like the normal.
Of course.
Sick, but nothing where I'm like rushing to the hospital or
good.
Nothing like that.
Good. Okay. And then any prescription medications they have you on or no?
No.
Okay, gotcha. Perfect. And then in terms of your budget's kind of tight with work, but you kind of said you wanted to keep it probably right around what you were paying when you were at work, around that $20 a paycheck. Is that right? Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, so I'm going to keep this super duper simple for you. I don't know how insurance savvy you are, and you and I are both pretty young, so I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't know this, but there's a company called Mutual of Omaha. Maybe you've heard of them, maybe you haven't, but they have a product that is built for younger people like you and I, because I'm 27, you're 30, and it's basically a term product where you get the coverage for a set period of time, and then at the end of the term, you get all of your money back if you don't die. So for someone like yourself, 30 years old, you can get a 30-year term. So it'd cover you from age 30 to age 60. And if you don't die during those 30 years, you're still alive at age 60, they give you 100% of your money back. It acts just like a savings account pretty much. So for someone like yourself, $100,000 for natural causes, so it'd cover you for accidental death, cancer, heart attack, anything at all, would be $44 a month. And then at the end of 30 years, you would get all of your money back, which would be $15,915. So basically you'd have $100,000 of coverage for 15 grand. And if you're still alive at age 60, you get all your money back. So that's the plan I would recommend for you as a young person. That's the plan I have in myself because it doesn't make sense to pay for something if you're not going to use it. So might as well get your money back. So if you did qualify for the 100,000, 30 years, is the $44 after you get paid? Is that financially comfortable month to month, or do we need to lower that down a little bit more?
So what happens if something does happen to me? How much is it? You said that they. So what is the benefit my daughter would receive if something were to happen to me if she's a minor versus if she's an adult?
Yeah, so if she's a minor, if she's under 18, which she probably is right now, I'm assuming. How old is your daughter?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's 12.
12. Okay, cool. So at this point, what I'd probably recommend is, and just for legal purposes, I'd probably recommend putting someone over the age of 18 as your beneficiary, someone that you would trust to take the money and give it to your daughter. You could even get a will drawn up to make sure that that happens. Because if the beneficiary is your daughter and something happens to you when you're under 18, basically the money will just be held in a trust for her. So she'd still get access to it at 18, but she wouldn't be able to touch it until then. So kind of up to you if you want to just leave it in a trust like that, or if you like maybe want to leave it to mom or dad, and mom or dad could give it to your daughter or hang on to it till she's 18 themselves, something like that. But that would be totally up to you. So does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, but what is the benefit that she's receiving, or what all is she receiving?
Yeah, it'd be $100,000.
I mean, what is that insurance that I'm going to be paying for going to give her?
$100,000. So it'd be $100,000
I mean,
coverage.
yeah, oh, okay.
So if something happened to you, and it also has living benefits, and living benefits just means if you get a critical or chronic illness while you're alive. So if you yourself get cancer, heart attack, stroke, or you have to go on permanent disability, you actually, Hilda, get access to the money, the $100,000 while you're alive. And if you die, then the $100,000 goes to whoever you list as your beneficiary, which it sounds like would be your daughter. So it's $100,000 benefit going to either you or your daughter.
Okay, but if I'm alive and something happens to me, and I were to basically like go on disability or something like that in the future, and you say 100,000 goes to me, I'm assuming that goes dispersed while somebody is alive versus if somebody passed. Is that correct, or how does that work?
Correct. So there's two different ways a claim could be filed. One is the living benefits. Living benefits means that you, Hilda, would have to have a critical or chronic illness. So cancer, heart attack, stroke, or permanent disability, not temporary disability, not got in a little car accident, my back is sore today, like permanent disability, can't work anymore ever, like it'd have to be bad. So I don't wish that on you, but that stuff does happen, right? So if you, Hilda, get cancer, heart attack, stroke, or permanent disability, you can file a claim, and you, since you're still alive, will be the recipient of $100,000. If you pass away and obviously you're not here, then the $100,000 would go to your beneficiary, which in this case would be your daughter. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but what I'm asking is, I mean, I guess what I'm wanting to hear is either you tell me, yes, you receive the full, or you would get it dispersed in the amount of time that you're, because you're paying for that insurance.
I didn't understand your question. My apologies. Yeah. So basically,
and I have a permanent disability. How am I receiving that?
So you as the beneficiary, you get to actually choose that. By law, the beneficiary gets a choice of how they want the money. So they could take the full 100,000 up front, or you could choose to take it in monthly installments, quarterly installments, annual installments. It's totally up to you as the beneficiary. And so some people like all the money up front to pay for like medical bills and stuff. Some people say, hey, I want $2,000 a month for the next 50 months to help pay for bills and my mortgage and rent and stuff, right? So you get to choose how you want to take that money. It's totally up to you.
Right. Okay, I'm just asking because honestly, I lost my dad to cancer a few years ago, which is why I live in Indiana as of right now, but I was in California, and I saw the way my parents struggled financially because my dad had a permanent disability, and the insurances and all that in California were horrible.
Terrible.
Compared to how my dad received health here. And I was wondering, what type of insurances are out there that can we, because now we have history of heart attack, cancer. I mean, it's in my family, so I'm like, how can I protect off of my daughter from a situation like that in the future financially? Because that's how you need to survive.
Yes.
So that's where those questions are coming from, where it's like, well, how do I benefit from me paying something a month right now when it actually happens?
Yeah. No,
So that's why I was wanting to know those specific questions. So I mean, $40 a month is nothing, but so you're paying for what you're going to receive. So I'm like, it's not that I'm trying to be cheap, but it's like, well, what am I going to receive from it? Because if I'm missing out on a benefit because of 20 more bucks, I would rather get that,
Absolutely. That's a great point.
That's why I'm kind of like wanting to see what you have and how it works.
Absolutely. So for that $44, and I appreciate you opening up and sharing that story with me. I'm sorry to hear about your dad and your guys' struggles when that happened. I know it's a tough time. So, but for that $44, you don't have to pay anything extra to get that benefit is built into that price. And so if it didn't have those living benefits, then it would be even cheaper. So that $44 is with the living benefits. It's with the cancer, heart attack, stroke, permanent disability coverage already built in. That's already factored into that $44 price point. And all your money back in 30 years if you don't use it. All that's already built in. It's not like you have to pay an extra 10, 15 bucks to get it. That is the price with it because you are so young. You're age 30. So hands down, that is like given your family history, given the fact you just had COVID, you got a kid, you don't have any insurance, that is hands down the price. I mean, that's the plan that you should get 100%. Like I could shop around and show you other companies. It just wouldn't make sense given your family history and everything. So does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
And you said that is through what company?
That one's through Mutual of Omaha. They're one of the better known insurance companies. I'm sure you've heard of them. Yeah. Yeah, they're one of the more common ones. So I know you have work here shortly, but I mean, you said the 100,000 for 44, not paying today, pushing the draft date out until you get paid. I know you said that would make financial sense for you and all your money back in 30 years. So in order to see if you get qualified for that, like I mentioned up front, we do have to get your information submitted because the company has to do their underwriting to see if they'll approve you or not for that, because it's not something that anyone could just sign up for. So that's the part that takes me about 10 minutes to get everything submitted. So if you're okay with it, I could start this process. If you got to get ready for work, you got to grab your coffee, run out the door, get in your car. I got no problem with that. But I do have to get this application submitted to see if you would be approved. So does that make sense?
Yeah, before you do that, I have a question. What exactly are the requirements to get approved for this insurance? What is it that they're looking for or looking at?
Yep, good question. So they're looking at 3 different things. So they're going to look at your health. So there's going to be a bunch of health questions I'm going to have to go answer to make you sound good. Based off what you told me, it shouldn't be a problem. But maybe if there's something in your past you forgot about, or a prescription maybe you were prescribed you didn't take, that could get flagged, right? They're going to look at your finances. So they're going to have to validate a valid payment method. Doesn't mean money comes out today, but we will have to provide that on the application. And then then the last factor is age. So it's age, health, and finances are the 3 things that go on the application. That's how they determine what your rate is, et cetera. Because obviously someone who's 50 getting the same plan, it's going to cost a lot more than someone who's 30, or someone who's maybe too unhealthy won't qualify for this plan versus someone who is a little bit healthier. Does that make sense?
Right.
Cool.
Yeah.
So my job would be super simple. Yeah.
I mean, if you say about 10.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
About 10 minutes.
About 10 minutes, yeah. Is it okay if I call you from my office number? Because I think we have a bit of a delay on this line, like a 1 or 2 second delay, and I feel like I keep cutting you off. Can I hang up and call you right back from my office number?
Yeah.
So let me get you submitted here. And when I submit you, it'll say one of 3 things. It'll either say approved, which is best case scenario. sent to underwriting for review, which is kind of like a middle ground, or a decline. And if it does say decline, then we'll probably have to pick this up at a different time. So, application has been approved. Woo.
Nice.
Awesome. I got a policy number for you already. Check that out.
Okay.
You ready?
You said the first two letters were BU?
Yep. B as in boy, U as in umbrella.
Okay.
And so policies come in the mail in about 1 to 2 weeks. That way, during your free look period, you have time to look over your policy, make sure everything looks good. But again, no money will be coming out and you will not be covered until the 22nd. So whatever you do, you got 17 days here. Lay low, be extra cautious, eyes on the road when you're driving. And then after the 22nd, you're totally covered and good to go. So, but yeah, other than that, it'll come in the mail. You got my number. Your policy will come review it. If you do want to bump your coverage up at all, maybe you think, all right, so right now I'm putting $44 into savings. Maybe I want to put $50 or $60 into savings because I'm going to get it all back anyway. We can do that. Just let me know within 30 days. But if you don't hear from me and I don't hear from you, then everything's good to go from this point forward. So.
Okay, and then one more time, what was the name of the insurance again? You said Omaha.
Yeah, Mutual of Omaha. It'll actually probably be United of Omaha because Mutual's for like the health insurance side. So it'll probably come and say United of Omaha. Be one of those two.
All right, and then how would you like to have maybe possibly another person? I'm probably going to have my husband. Would it be better for him to just call you directly or have him go online?
Well, definitely don't go online because you're going to get random agent Joe Smith, and who knows if he's good or not. So what's your husband's work schedule like?
He works 12 hours, so he's actually not available till after like 5:30 in the evening.
Okay. Gotcha.
Well, where are you at? You're in Texas.
Yes, I'm 1 hour behind you. You're in Eastern time, right?
Yes.
Cool. So I'm in Central, so I'm an hour behind you. So, so you say he doesn't get home till 5:30. Let's see. I do have availability this evening. Tomorrow evening is out. Then I got availability Thursday and Friday evening as well. So either tonight, Thursday, or Friday evening, either one. Either of those would be good. So do you have a preference on which day do you think would be best?
I'd have to talk to him to see, or do you work weekends?
I do. Absolutely. On
Saturday would probably work better because I think he gets out earlier. So
right now on Saturday, I have a Zoom appointment from your time, 10:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. So I can put you guys in right after that if you want at 11:30 Eastern. I'm not sure if you're going to be out and about that time or if you guys just kind of like to relax at home, but do you think that would be better at about 11:30 a.m. Saturday?
He works. He doesn't get until 3:30 p.m.
Okay, no problem.
What did you say was the latest on Monday through Friday? What was the latest you could do?
I mean, I own an agency, so my phone's off the hook 24/7. So if there's a time that works for you guys, I will make it work outside of tomorrow evening. Tomorrow evening, I got a prior commitment. I'm fully booked up. But tonight, Thursday, Friday, you give me an evening, I'll do it. And
do you mind if I shoot you a text? Or
for sure.
I got to talk to him and then see what's good for him.
For sure, yeah. Hey, us millennials, I get it. We don't like calls, we like texting. So, cool. I'll text you right.
I'd rather call the text, but I mean, you know.
Oh, there you go. So cool. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna text you right now. It's just to double, triple check you got my number, and let's do like a soft. Let's try maybe for tonight. And just maybe text him, see if he's available this evening after work. And if not, we can always reschedule, but let's kind of play it by ear for tonight. So does that sound good?
Sounds good.
All righty. Hey, pleasure helping you out. And worst case, scenario, I'll talk to you maybe later tonight. So.
All right. Well, thanks for your help. I appreciate it.
You got it, Hilda. Have a great day at work.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.